settling into your new place, but you were telling, which is your old place, which is your house, but your new place, your old place. What you off camera mentioned about a bug zapper story you want to tell us?
There is a bug zapper story that I would love to share with you, James. Thanks for asking.
That's the first time I've ever heard that before. I'm like, okay.
So,
yes.
Husky puppy, 4-year-old husky puppy. She likes to lay in our family room with the slider open, and she puts her little face outside on the track. So she's outside, but yet the rest of her body is inside on the comfortable carpeted pad. And as a result of that, we get lots of visitors coming in. And I don't want the insects, the flies and the mosquitoes and all these other things. And I have been struggling with, keeping puppy happy.
Yes.
And dealing with this invasion. I'm being a little dramatic, but it is an invasion of bugs. And so my mom gave us this plug-in bug zapper, the old school kind. I'm like, this is just not going to work. I'm not going to hang this, and I struggle. I go around like trying to kill all the little bugs, they're buzzing around my face.
No bats, yes.
So, and Les knows that this is a problem for me. Okay. And yet I want Puppy to be happy. So Puppy gets her way, of course.
Of course.
And I'm in Kohl's over the weekend.
Okay.
And I'm in their like little barbecue section in their bigger kitchen section. Okay. And I see this paddle racket. And I thought, oh, that's weird. And I grab it and it's a bug zapper. It's like a paddle bug zapper. And you push these 2 buttons on the side of the handle and it electrifies the metal mesh. And all you have to do is like swat at the insects that are buzzing around your head. And it literally zaps them in midair. They like just disappear. So of course I buy it. And I'm hoping for the best, but I'm trying to calm myself from being too excited. I get it home, I put in the batteries and I go and I test it and I love it. It works. And kind of addicting. Like once you zap a couple, you're like looking for like, where are they? I'm going to go hunt you down. I'm a hunter now. I'm an insect hunter with my bug zapper.
Oh, you're an insect hunter. That's amazing. I've seen them and I've never used them before. I've never used them. So I've seen them, but I've never used them before. So now you're in your house going, zip, 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 zip. You're getting a workout too in your arms. Get a nice little workout.
Yeah. And in the back where we have our Traeger barbecue, we're constantly barbecuing and they will come around. And, I don't want one landing on the meat, I don't want, vegetables, whatever else, we got going on that's been set aside. So yes, I'm very happy with my new bug zapper. Thank you very much.
So she's not about citronella candles. She's not about the air, the strips. She's like, I want to swing these, get me out of here. Yes.
I do. And I used to play tennis. So I'm pretty good.
Okay.
I must say, I'll say it myself. I'm pretty good at swinging that paddle around the house or in the yard, the patio to, I hope to become notorious for don't go in her house. I wouldn't mind that the bugs.
I have a question for you. Now, is Les or anybody nearby when you're swinging?
Yes, I look absolutely ridiculous and you'll never get it on video. But just know, James, that your girl in Chatsworth has found a new tool that she can use to combat the insects that come into the house because Puppy has to be happy.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yes.
The dogs come first. We know that. We're not dog owners. They own us. I say it all the time.
That's right. We are pet people and we love our pets. So that's my story. And that was my new buy. And I'm absolutely in love with it. I should start telling you more about my new buys because some of them can be pretty funny and some of them are very valuable.
Well, we're at that age. This conversation would have happened in our 30s, in our 20s.
Never.
Yeah. But now it's like, guess what I got? You're like, oh, okay. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, my last purchase was this thing that holds my paper company.
I actually bought one for that.
Okay, very good.
This weekend, I was a little bit out shopping.
Apparently
I was. And I went to Home Goods, one of my favorite stores.
Yes.
And I bought a 3-tier envelope paper holder. And it's really actually very nice, very sturdy, made in India. So it's kind of fancy. I'm very excited.
Yes. Oh my God. My Talente jars, which I reuse like I always do. These are my paper clips I just bought this weekend.
That is the best gelato that I think I can buy. It's so good, but I can't stop. I don't buy them because I eat the whole thing in one sitting.
Oh, this is one sitting. This is the black cherry gelato.
Yummy.
But the one I like is the raspberry chocolate.
It's the best. That's why. I actually do like the coffee, and they've got a caramel. They have a caramel something that's pretty good too.
Yeah, they all kind of good goodies. No, but yes. We're at that age where when we find something that's practical or useful, we tell everybody. That's just I tell all the time, oh my goodness, I found these shelves. You're like, I would have taught this stuff when I was in my 20s. Who cares? But nowadays, I do want to hear what the latest buy at Big Lots you found. I do want to hear it. I want to hear what's on sale these days. I want to hear that. And
you burn candles, right?
All the time, every day.
One of my favorite is Sand and Fog. Because 2 reasons. They burn clean. They're a soy-based candle, but they burn clean. And they are really true to their scents. They have wonderful scents. And I went because I was at Home Goods, I also picked up a couple new candles.
Well, I'm going to be snooty for a second because of my online presence.
Oh, here it comes.
Candle companies send me candles.
They do. Wow.
So I featured them on my page and stuff, but they know I'm a candle freak. Oh, I'm all about the candles. Voluspa, Sand and Fog. There's what's my other one? There's several companies that I just love their candles. I wish that I could think of them right now to tell people which ones I like. But you follow my pages, you'll see what I like. But Beekman has some good candles for their stuff. There's a lot of these beautiful. This guy Harold got his name too. These giant candles, 3-wick, soy. Like you said, smells like the smell they're supposed to smell. I'm a candle freak. So yeah, I get people send me candles all the time. So I have a great supply of candles. I have to buy them. I haven't bought a candle in like 4 years. They've been sent to me because I said one time I love candles, and people heard me. So
the power of social media.
I know.
No, James, if I throw out the fact that I love diamonds, are the jewelers going to start sending me some diamonds?
Probably not. I think
it doesn't work quite that easy. No.
I like cars.
Yeah.
I was in Carvana. Here you go. No, it's not really. But no, it's just that I like my house to smell good. I'm a big smell good. I have room deodorized. I just love my house to smell good. And it's like coming home to a nice smelling house. And with the candles, with the ones that she's talking about, you're talking about, I'm talking about, they're stronger, they last longer, and you're right. And it for some reason it goes further to me. Like I can burn one here and smell it in my kitchen, so to speak. Well, it's not heavy, but like you can smell it. The house smells good. So I think what you and I are talking about, I love it. I love a good candle. I really do. I wasn't into candles until Nick's Paris.
Okay.
He was into candles. We lived together. He would get candles from IKEA. They had those tea light candles of different scents. And they come in these big packages of like 8,000, whatever, in a package. And he would buy them and then put them in a little tea, and it would light, and you're like, wow, it smells good in here. That's when I got into candles. So I would say I've been in candles for like 13 years, maybe. Before that, I was like, eh. But now I'm like, yeah, I like my house to smell good.
Yeah, I've been burning candles since, oh my gosh. Well, a long time, James. I can tell. When I moved out of my parents' home, I was 23 and started burning candles. And so it's been a while.
Yeah. Let's leave it at that.
Yes, we will.
It's been a few years.
We will leave it there.
Yeah, it's been a few years. Oh, folks, I'm gonna just shameless promotion moment. I just found this out. TV Source Magazine just released an interview of mine because I am on Studio City, which is an Emmy-winning show on Amazon Prime. I'm on season 2, episode 2. I just did the review of the episode of my performance, and just posted my interview. So after this, I have to listen to it. But so just check that out wherever you get your TV Source Magazine.
Congratulations! That's very exciting.
I was going, oh my God! Yeah. So we're having Coffee&Conversation. You never know what comes up on your phones. It popped up.
Never know what comes up. So tell me a little bit more about the show.
So it's really funny. It's an inside industry type show of Hollywood. My friend Sean Kanan co-created it. His wife co-wrote it. It's about him being, so make sure I say this correctly. He's the #1 star on the #2 soap in America. That's the funny part, right? And the show's called Hearts on Fire. And Sean's in our age group. We'll say that he's in our age group. And it's about him navigating this crazy industry of Hollywood and how he's trying to stay relevant and young. And they're trying to put him into like retirement, basically. And he plays him. And the guy who plays the younger guy on the show, his name is Philip Bruin. He's brilliant in this series. He's hot, 6 abs, tall, everything. Their scenes are hilarious. A lot of your favorite soap stars are in it. Carolyn Hennessy, Lily Melgar, Sarah Joy Brown, Tristan Rogers, people from General Hospital, they're all in there. We're all of his friends. And so he asked us to come do this, and it's written by his wife and another partner. And season 1 was a huge hit, won Emmys. It was a huge hit, ISA Awards. Sean won Best Actor and the ISA Awards. And they decided to do season 2, and he called me up and said, "James, you're coming on. You're gonna antagonize me." And so now, so Sean Kanan's he started out as Mike Barnes in Karate Kid Part 3 back in 1987. That was his first claim to fame. And then he did Step by Step, remember that show? Comedy.
Oh, yes.
Yes. But then he went on to General Hospital, Bold and Beautiful, Sunset Beach. He's been around for he's around for a long time, written books. We're really close friends. And he said, "James, you're coming down. You're coming to Canoga Park to Kevin Hart Studios. And you're coming down. I have a role for you." Like, okay. So he called, so of course I'll do it. Here's a little behind the scenes tea for you, Melissa. It's you tell your friends like certain things you wouldn't tell anybody else. So even though you guys are all listening, I'll be telling her this anyway, if we were, by ourselves off camera. The crazy part is it's all improv.
Oh, fun.
Which I've never done improv my entire life. So it was my first time doing it on camera.
How did you feel? It's pretty intimidating.
With the lead actor of the guy who's been acting for 30 years. I don't know, I felt safe with him.
Yeah, good.
Timothy Woodward Jr., who's the director of the series, who's directed many stars and other stuff, he made me feel comfortable also. And I think there's one of those things where when I showed up to set, there's a thing called a call sheet, tells you who's on the scene who's coming. And we're like, "We saw your name, James Lott Jr. is coming. We were so happy, we're so happy you're coming." And I'm like, "You guys are all celebrities. You're happy that I'm coming." Like I know all of them. So but I'm like, "You guys are the ones who are the celebrities." But they're happy to see me. So that just having that warm welcome calmed me down a bit. Like, "James, will be great. You'll be fine. You're great." And they're all looking at what they call sides, which is their scripts. Actually, this is an actual script that I wrote for a show I'm doing today. And they're looking at their sides. I'm just sitting going, I have no sides to do. I mean, I'm just sitting there like, okay. They told me the premise, which I won't give away, to watch the show. And literally and Sean was like, "James, I trust you. You know what to do." And I was like, "Okay." Inside. On the outside, I was like, "Yeah, I know what to do. All right, James, I do that."
Reflect confidence.
Yeah. So he said, "I trust you." And literally, this is the truth. And I think and this is a good thing for any partnership, collaboration, partnership in business. If you don't trust the other person, you'll fail.
Of course. Sure.
I mean, that's something I learned when I worked at Insurance Skills Center, IBA West, when it was IBA West. Nick and I were great partners. We trusted each other. We had a rhythm. Because we were best friends also in real life. We had a rhythm. We had a movement. I could look at him. He could look at me at certain times. We get it. We had a similar work ethic. There's something. I mean, there's when you match up with somebody who's like open to you and allows you to be you, but also you allow them to be them. And I think that's where it works. And my most successful partnerships, like us, we have a successful one too here. It's like you have to trust the other person. I think that's a big thing, and I learned that heavily. And I didn't even say this. Actually, I'm telling you, so I didn't even say this into the interview. I thought just about this now. As these shows do, when I talk with you on these shows, I just looked in his eyes, and I don't know what came out of my mouth, but it came out, and it was like, "Oh, tweak this, do this," and they would just kind of do this, and Sean had to write something. He had to write a rebuttal to something that I say. I watched his genius. He had a piece of paper. He turned away from me, wrote a monologue, like really quick, wrote it, looked at it once, and go, "Okay, I'm ready, James," and delivered it like flawless. And I had to. So apparently, my reactions. I'm getting all these rave reviews. I'm not an actor. I just played on TV. No, I'm not an actor. But I watched it. I showed my brother. We sat here. He watched it. And he was like, "Oh my god!" He would tell me if it wasn't good. He said he was impressed. There's award talk, which is making me nervous. I don't
already. There's award talk. It hasn't even aired.
It's aired now. It's out now.
Oh, it has. Oh, I misunderstood. Okay.
It's out now. It came out a couple weeks ago, so it's out now. So it makes me nervous. I'm like, I just came in to help him out. My phone's actually blowing up right now. I have all these people are commenting on whatever I did. So it's weird. This is my life. This is what happens. Every few months, like something happens to me that just like becomes something. So it ties into our last episode, which was my birthday. That first week of May, the show came out. I was featured in People magazine. Also, yes, it's just weird. So, and it was like James Jr. JLJ Media. They called me a soap opera expert. This articles about me. It's crazy talk. So my first part of my month before my birthday, I had these two things happen. Plus, see, Melissa's got me spilling the tea today, or spilling the coffee. There was talk about having me back on Jimmy Kimmel because it'd be the 1-year anniversary of my history making appearance.
Nice.
But he got COVID twice.
Oh.
It's not there.
Whoopsie.
So that was going to happen too. So I had a whole, that week was like a big week for me. It was really weird in my entertainment field. But, so that's Studio City. So it's out. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a funny series. A funny take on the business with some personal. It's shot like a film. They're short. They're quick. They're like 8 to 12 minutes long each. They're short. There's 6 episodes, I believe, of this season so far. There was 12 from last season. I think it's a good show. So, but I'm in episode 2.
I'm definitely going to check it out. I want to see my friend James on the big screen.
Oh goodness. Well, between me and Tony Moore, your buddy Tony Moore, being on bullshit on Netflix, he's getting tons of attention on that too right now. He's getting tons of attention from that.
He was so good. He was so funny. He was so Tony. It was amazing to see him. And he was giving people shit. And I loved it.
Yeah, Tony's good. He knows how to do. He knows how to do this. The thing about Tony, speaking of partnerships, it's been almost 8 years I've been working with Tony. I just know that when I look at him, we got it.
Yeah. Same
with Flobo. Same with him. Same with certain people in my life. We work so well. It's just like I know it. And Tony is entertaining. Tony's entertaining. He knows what to do. He knows he's playing for the camera. He knows exactly what to do. And I've learned a lot from him. I've learned a lot from him on that. He knows what to do. He knows how to give you entertainment.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
In fact, it's been a while. We should have Tony back on the show.
Yes, I will tell Tony. Yes. I'll contact Tony. Oh yes, yeah, my God, yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, he's a very nice guy. And so that was just, and so he was like, because you talk about the bullshit. I was like, and I watched it. I was like, oh my God. So I don't want to give it away, folks. What happens to Tony? But you should watch the first 2 episodes. And as a trip, hear people say bullshit. Like it's like the game
they
show
cuss on this show.
I know, it's crazy. It's Howie Mandel, folks. It's like what?
Yeah.
But once you get past that part, it's a really good game show. It's a good trivia.
It's fun. Yeah, it is. It's Les and I binge watched after. Like I said, I just came downstairs. My mom was visiting, and I heard Tony in the house. I'm like,
that's so funny.
What? Where is this? So I turned around to the screen. I'm like, oh, that's Tony.
That's so funny.
And so after we watched it, we actually enjoyed the game show so much. We watched the first season.
The game show's good. It's like we were saying, it's a really good game show. Like it's a get past the cussing and that whatever. But it's like it's actually and the game of like trying to trick somebody.
Yes.
Like, are you telling the truth? Are they not telling the truth? Do they know it? Do they not know it? But so it's like it really was a great. It's a great concept. It's a really great concept. So I thought that was, so it's not just see for Tony. Go for Tony and stay for the rest.
Yeah, so that's what we did. That's what we did. So it's a good show. Watch it. And kudos to Tony. So yeah.
I'm watching the Flight Attendant season 1 with Kelly Coco. And
I've seen it. I want to go to season 2 now. It's out.
It's out. So I'm watching. I'm catching up. I'm trying to catch up to my sister now. They watched the first season too. So I'm like, it was not what I thought it was going to be at all.
Oh no.
I don't want to give it away, but the one thing I will say to you in code, kind of, it's funny that the guy, she just talks to the guy all the time, and sometimes he looks one way, and sometimes to me it makes me laugh. That's what it makes me laugh. It's like, okay,
yes,
but it was not what I thought it was at first. It's like, oh, okay. But Kaylee's doing she did a great job, and Rosie's good job. She did a good job. So a nice
good actress.
Yeah, she's a good actress. She's been around for a long time. Because I remember her from 8 Simple Rules with John Ritter when she was a kid.
Wow, I didn't even know that. I remember that show.
She was the oldest daughter.
John Ritter.
Yeah, she was the oldest daughter. And then he died. Remember, he died on set.
Yeah, of course. It was very sad. I remember, well, you know what I like about Kaylee Kuko's presence is I love her Priceline commercials.
Oh, yeah, those are good too. Yeah, those are good too. And then when they had her actually cross with William Shatner, it was kind of cute. Yeah. Too. Times it was cute.
Yeah. Now she's picked it up from, because replacing William Shatner, that's a tough act to follow. I mean, he is priceless. I mean, that's who he is. So I think she's done a really good job, picking it up and carrying it forward.
Yes, and I watched this. The reason why I ended up watching, because I know, my brothers, my sister and brother-in-law were fans of Big Bang Theory. I hated that show, but they loved Big Bang.
I love Big Bang. What? What?
Well, don't get me started. But don't get me started. Don't get me started. But they loved it so much. That's why they checked out the Flight Attendant. It was like, I want to see what else she's doing. Obviously, it's not Big Bang Theory. But like we were saying, and it's a hit apparently. It's on HBO Max, folks. It's a hit. But like, you don't usually go from one hit to another. That doesn't happen I've been in this business, trust me, I know. It doesn't always happen. Lightning striking 2 or 3 times is rare. There are very few folks who can have, like Ted Danson has it all the time. Julia Dreyfus always has a good show. But it's rare. It doesn't happen all the time. Like Young Sheldon's a huge hit too. And that doesn't always happen either. A spinoff of a show, it doesn't always happen. So I give her points. No matter what I feel about the other show, I think that's still a great thing.
It is. Yeah. And I think it's also having the right people write for you or want you on the next big project.
Yeah.
Too. And I think that's kind of important, like for Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who I just watched her interview with Letterman on his new talk show.
Oh, yeah. I think his new episode's out now. Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, she cusses like a truck driver. Like I would never have guessed. But she has been able to have the multiple hit series, and Veep is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
But she talks about that as like, and I think she mentioned in the interview like that, like it doesn't happen, like you just get kind of lucky almost in a sense, right? That you've got this opportunity. And I agree with you because I've watched I love television. Grew up watching all the hit series, and years go by, and then like someone pops up, and I'm like, oh my God, what have they been doing for the last 10 years? That's the normal see of it. Yeah. The other way is one after the other. You're like, how do they keep doing it? And you keep tuning in because they're good.
Well, I like the show Barry. It's on HBO with and Henry Winkler's in it. And it was one of those things where like, Henry Winkler, and he's so good in it. Like, just like, but he was one of those for a while. He went away, clearly.
Yeah.
And obviously he pops up now. He won an Emmy for it. He's a huge hit in it. It's like, that is the normal. Like, I was like, oh, them again. Okay, that's what they look. Oh, they look like that. Okay, like that's what you're thinking usually, not the kind of like a Gene Smart goes from show to show to show. I love Hacks. I love Hacks.
Love her show.
Yes,
they just actually got season 2 just came out.
Yes, this came out. I want to see it. Hacks. Everybody Hacks is hilarious. But like, she works in great too, and she was from Designing Women all those years ago.
I remember. I loved her in Designing Women.
Well, Annie Potts, who's on Young Sheldon. I mean,
Annie Potts.
That was another of Designing Women chicks who just continue to work and work. So it's not. I'm telling you, I'm celebrating 15 years in this business.
Wow.
I know.
Long time.
And I started from scratch. And my brother was saying this to me the other day. My brother isn't giving very, very compliments. But you're telling me, he goes, James, you really have taken what you got and you really worked it out. And I did. I took every single opportunity I got. I was grateful for it. And I just latched on and thought, what can I do with this? Because again, I've been very fortunate. I've had a few things go viral. Oh, they're still going viral. But like my friends like Flobo, and they were like, how do I go viral? Yeah, I didn't go viral once. And you've gone viral like 10 times. Like, I know it's weird. And I can't tell people how I do it. I just happen to be blessed on a project that does something, I'm in Forbes magazine all of a sudden, or I'm in People magazine. I'm just kind of always working. I'm always kind of doing stuff. You can't map it out sometimes. It is. Like I said, all the girls awards, homegirl back there for all her stuff she does. Like, it's some people don't get any awards, and they do a lot of stuff. They just don't get awards. They don't win. Somebody else beats them out, or they don't get appreciation, search or whatever like this. But they do a lot of stuff. So it's just one of those things that you just don't know. Or you do something good 1 year, and then 10 years later, it comes back. I mean, it's life's a crapshoot half the time anyway. But but I admire people who just stick in it. Just stick in it. Just stay. Don't go off the road. Just stay on the road. I might like the late Ed Asner told me, eventually you'll get to the store. You're driving, you'll get to the store at some point. I love that analogy. It's just kind of just keep driving. You try to go to the store, you'll hit a store at some point.
Yeah.
You stop driving, you won't get to the store.
Right.
And he's absolutely correct. And he rested me. I love me some Ed Asner. He worked till he died, basically. He was like in his 90s, he worked.
Yeah.
So he got to, I always think he got to the store. That was my first thing I thought of when he passed.
Oh.
I know, I'm going to cry almost. I'm going to cry on the show. I always cry on the show all the time. But I always thought he got to the show.
It's Coffee and Crying and Conversation.
With James. I'm going to cry on the show all the time.
James and Melissa.
I'm like, I always cry on the show. But I always think that's what I would think about him. But he made it to the store. So I like that. And that's where we'll end this. I am James, and you are
Melissa.
Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa is out. You see every Monday. This is our 30th episode.
Hey.
Dirty 30. I choose hope. And somebody asked me, well, these are the Ray Dunn collection. If
oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people really are. I have a bunch of these. But I'm gonna give me this one and one that says James. I like Ray Dunn. But we are here on Mondays. We're also on your audio pleasure. Do you want to hear our beautiful velvety tones? You can go to Eddie. She's like, I want to though. Any streaming service. I'm sorry, my co-host is surprised by that, but no, it's any streaming service. We're there under Coffee and Conversation with James and Melissa. We're there. We're also on my online network with over 35 shows to choose from. That's JLJ Media. Yes, that is JLJ, not any other initials. It stands for James Law Jr. I made it very simple. It is JLJ Media on YouTube. Hit like, subscribe, comment, have coffee and conversation with somebody in your life, or tea and conversation, or water and conversation. But have conversations. That makes the world go around. It passes on, what's the word I'm looking for? Passes on traditions and knowledge, and have a good laugh. See you next time.